Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below, your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any of our platforms. Please reach out to tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. Today, we discuss the spectacular Breguet Reine de Naples. It is the 8967 reference stainless steel with white mother-of-pearl dial, evocative of vintage Breguet non-round timepieces. This is a modern-day watch that could be worn by a man because it's actually big enough, although the Reine de Naples line is considered to be more of a ladies' collection. I'll let you decide when it's on my wrist. In stainless steel, an unusual choice for a Breguet dress watch. It's 34.95 millimeters wide. It is 10.1 millimeters thick, and then from case end to case end, and that's how I measured it, it is 44 millimeters across the wrist. Let's throw it on my wrist. And you can see it's actually got a cambered case back. See that curvature right there? It really latches onto the wrist and hugs it. Now, this is why I say this is not necessarily just a ladies' watch. You can see how large it is. It's going to actually be a little bit too large for some of the most petite wrists. So I'd recommend it for a wrist of 13.5 centimeters circumference or larger. And you can see it does fit nicely underneath the cuff. The strap's a little bit stiff because it's not broken in, but when it is cinched down with a domed bezel and a low profile, it'll slip underneath a dress cuff. You can also see that, again, when it is cinched down, the lugs are nowhere near the edge of my wrist. You can see that best, I think, from over the top. And again, this is considerably larger than a traditional ladies' watch. Opening it all up, the buckle is impressive, but so is the strap. To compound the elegance here, we have unconventional hinge-style lugs, which means the strap is held to the case using screws and bars, a very secure system that I always love to see on expensive watches, more secure than spring bars. You can also see this is a bonded strap, so there's no binding stitch. It's held together with adhesive, calfskin on the bottom. We have a lovely gloss, dark blue, rectangular scale alligator leather on the top. It is medium rectangular scale. We have a Breguet clasp, which you can see features the Breguet logo, a little bit of pyramide clou de Paris, and then we have a single folding element, and this is steel, just like the case itself. Taking a quick look, you can see the case features Breguet's signature coining, which is cold rolled and then hand finished to clean it up, a very laborious process of making a case, with a wonderfully fluid form, again, drawn from Breguet antiquity. I won't go too deep into that antiquity. I will just say that this is one of the most organic and sensuous and sinuous case designs I've ever seen. It's not just arced from end to end. It's not just an oval. It actually has a little bit of a dihedral or a wing-like flare from side to side. It is an incredibly beguiling shape and unconventional. We have a lovely faceted crown. You can see how beautifully it's been faceted, like a mirror ball or maybe Epcot Center. Deeply impressive detailing of that cabochon. And then the dial itself, it's described as white mother-of-pearl, though in truth, it has a lot in common with black mother-of-pearl. It's a little bit darker, and it has a pronounced chatoyancy, or a sort of three-dimensional holographic effect that you get like when you look at a cat's eye. That's where the word comes from. It also has prismatic effects in that you see a lot of underlying colors, all of Roy G. Biv shining through. We have fire-blued modified steel Breguet hands. You can see we have individual diamond-like faceted indices that act as the hour stations. And then we have lovely Breguet-style Arabic numerals 12 and 6, probably the largest numerals I've ever seen on a dial of a watch. And yes, the dial, like the crystal, like the case, is also cambered. Flip it over. Here we have a Breguet movement. This is the Breguet caliber 591C. It has a 22 gold rose lathe cut that is guilloche cut, white gold winding mass. This automatic winder possesses a 38-hour power reserve, a 4 Hertz beat rate. It is free-sprung with an anti-magnetic silicon hairspring and a recessed bolt aerodynamic balance, which in combination with the free-sprung architecture makes for precise adjustment and shock tolerance. All this is 30 meters water resistant. It pivots on 25 joules. It has not only a silicon hairspring, but also a silicon escapement, which reduces friction and improves chronometry. You can see it is nicely decorated, though, because this watch watch is on a strap that closes with a folding clasp. It can be difficult for me to show you some of the details of the emballage. Press the I believe button though, because it's there, it's mirrored, it's attractive, and there are also polished recesses for the jewel sinks. There's solarization on the barrel, this snailing on the edge of the base plate. I want to make sure you can see that right there. And then there's satination on the wheels. You can also see that the regulator and the stud holder have been black polished on their tops, and part of the keyless works is visible. You'll also note that the watch, we'll fire this up here, the watch has a little bit of a curiosity in that it does feature a hacking or stop seconds function despite its lack of a seconds hand. The more you know, as they say. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.